Hello world, how you out today? Oh, this has a keep. It's actually pretty good. Have a few different options. Uh, Probably just leading with the shelter thicket because I think I'll need the lands. Then choosing on whether we play the Lone Tusk Cub or the Voltaic Brawler on turn 2 based on uh, what deck he's playing versus. Lone Tusk Cub probably versus any bluish based deck or anything that might look like more of a ramp deck. The Voltaic Brawler versus anything that looks like it might have more removal. Megaphone once told me he doesn't like people who wait to use this ability. On a personal level, I think it is very correct to wait. Because, like, had he showed me a swamp or something, it would completely affect the decision on how I play this turn. But anytime I say Voltaic Brawler, I'm assuming he's either on the Teamer package or the Green-Black package, or the Sultai package. I guess that's a thing, too. Ginger was streaming the Sultai earlier. Looked pretty decent. The Rebecca Gay Art Mountains. I think they're the APAC lands. Kind of cool. I had a couple in paper, but I sold them a while back before they started going up because I'm dumb. Hmm. I bumped this guy up, have the extra energy. Wouldn't be able to play around any spell without pumping it up, except for a braid. If he had a braid, he'd very likely used it on turn 1. And if he kills this card, it's not the end of the world. I'm a pretty big fan of these cards. The new desert cycle, the new uncommon desert cycle is pretty nice. Pummelers forever, James. Did you go to Friday Night Magic? I'll be brutal right now if he had Kozilek's Return. So he has to use it for green. That means it's not Kozilek's Return. So he's playing ramp. Uh, Actually, I have a pretty good draw versus ramp. Hmm. So I could play Pummeler here, but the issue with playing Pummeler is Hours of Devastation would kill my entire board. Whereas if I hold up the 2 Blossoming defenses, I can save myself. I do not need them. I bought 2 boxes. I made the glorious mistake of buying 2 boxes. Anyway, so onward. I don't want foils. I wanted them only so I could put them on eBay. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. There's a lot of cool cards in the set. Your opponent's showing us some of them. And like I'm having to respect Hours of Devastation here that I normally wouldn't have to respect. Oh wow. He's going to let this deal damage. Not a fan of him letting this deal damage. So that's 4, 8. This would make it 9, 10. So a fling is lethal. Nobody plays around fling. Nobody plays around fling. I don't want to insult their modern testing, but them testing modern at this point of the night or at this late into the testing process is going to make them take very poor decisions based on very small sample sizes at the last second. Testing the night before an event when you have little knowledge of the format is always damaging, in my opinion. I don't even have a deck yet. Like I've not secured the cards for a deck yet. Um, so he's playing. I was going to come, but like Ricky threw up on himself twice this morning, and I wasn't getting anywhere around him. I feel like I'm set up pretty decent versus ramp already. The Glorybringer may not be good enough, but I don't really have anything to use the Harness Lightnings on unless he's playing Tireless Trackers and stuff. Just no cards I particularly want here. Yeah, the Fling's pretty fun. He showed me the Walking Ballista, so I'll keep a couple Harness Lightnings in, even though I don't really want any of those cards. This hand's reasonable. It loses the Hours of Devastation, but I can't mulligan the hands that are only good versus Hours of Devastation because there's too many hands I can get that aren't good versus Hours at all. He mulliganed last game too. Anyway, this hand's not particularly good, but, you know, like I just said, you can't really do a whole lot about it. Just have to hope he doesn't have Hours. Yeah, I've put by far more effort into this modern event than anybody I know, and I don't even think I can play in it, and I don't think I should play in it, is even the even bigger issue. I legitimately think me going to it is stupid of me. Never feel the pain. I did not. I like Todd Stevens as a streamer. I have not been a big fan of his brews. If I was going to play any teamer list tomorrow, it would be somewhat based on Mr. DeCandios because that young man is a genius. Like a small magical genius. So I'm just going to slam the Pummeler here because it has the highest upside. If he casts Hour of Promise, he's just dead. So if he uses a removal spell on this, that kind of sucks for me, but it's just better than playing this than the Servant itself. So he cycled the Beneath instead of using it, which almost assuredly means that he has a land. Or, sorry, almost assuredly means that he has a removal spell. I misspoke. Because if he didn't have a removal spell, you just go get your land. But he obviously has something better to use his lands on. Yeah, and he did. And unfortunately, we're missing another land drop. Really would have liked to have the land there. But I did not see Todd Stevens' deck. I mean, his deck seems strong. I would say I'm reasonably happy with at least 67 of the cards, maybe higher. I would probably say higher, except for the fact I didn't memorize his list. Struggle deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Well, goodbye, my friend. You will be missed. It's kind of interesting that a ramp deck cycled one of its lands. Anyway, missed the land drop yet again. What's the other side of this do? Each player shuffle scissor. Oh, okay. That doesn't change anything for me. It's an SCG event though, so like even if the Candio did poorly, he'd still be getting a spotlight. I think he'll do well though. I enjoyed his deck. I have crackers by the way. I have more graham crackers. I haven't ever eaten this brand. This brand's called Honey Maid or something. Oh god, goodbye servant. Not goodbye servant. Grab us a green. Play this guy. Hello, one-eyed two-head dude. Arini. I have a lot of power in my hand. Like, I have a whole lot of power in my hand. Fortunately, I can't protect myself from hours of devastation. I think the reality quote would make people laugh, or make more sense to people if they knew my nickname was Ray-Ban in the old real world, and that people would call me Ray. So he cycled another Beneath the Sands. If he's a ramp deck, I don't know why he's not just ramping. Anyway. Yo, sorry got dog on laptops. No worries. It's about how I do too. Ooh. Hello, Mr. Not Saya. We're gonna hope to get some people pummeled. I guess he has to take the Harness Lightning. I don't know. Larger than life's kind of brutal too. Gives me one very good attack when he doesn't have any very good blocks. I always forget that these type of lands can bring these, so maybe he's not a ramp deck. Maybe he's just like a weird red-greenish Eldrazi Brood that had a bad hand game on. I didn't go to Friday Night Magic tonight because a local had vomited on himself twice this morning and he said he was still going to go, so I didn't want to be anywhere near them. But yeah, they can keep that plague away from me. This young man called Local Dope's going to get the sickness, though. Take it back to all his kids and stuff. I don't really know what my opponent takes here. Might be just right to take the larger than life. Depends on what's in his hand, I guess. It's not, like I said, there's not really a good card for it. He took the Fling. He took the Fling, friends. We've did it. We've got respect enough that an opponent has taken a Fling from us. Woo-wee! That feels good, by the way. That feels real good. I guess if he's playing Fault Not Steers and stuff, he's probably not on Hour of Dev. I just want to play the second Bristling Hydra and make this one a massive one. I have this backup Hydra in my hand, so even if he is playing Hour of Dev, it's not the end of the world. I could get lucky and just hit a land here too. Land? I should have been more specific, deck. Okay, I'm fine. mind just dealing some amount of damage to him. If he blocks here, I probably will give trample, which kind of wastes an energy, but I don't really need that energy for anything with this drill. Yes, it is. Well, he didn't block, so. Go ahead and make that guy slightly bigger. That attacks for about half his life total. I'm going to go ahead and bank the energy here. I'm not going to bother. And we have a nice follow-up even after if he has hours of dev. I had Void, Winnower, and the sideboard of my Marvel decks for a while because I thought they were just amazing in the mirror match. How'd you do your Friday Night Magic? Ishkana, friends. He does have Delirium. That's a lot of power. No wonder he took Fling. So that's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 toughness that we see. That's pretty strong. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and do a rather large attack and see what happens. If he doesn't block right, this other improvised vision can steal the game. I can add an additional 6 power for this guy, so he needs to at least put 6 toughness in front of it. Hello, Silent Parliament. Hello. A name I can't pronounce that at some point I need to get you to tell me how to pronounce. Who won the Magics of Friday? Or should I say, which one of you cowards split? I need to stop eating graham crackers. I'm starting to get fat. This is a pretty nice looking forest too. You can't trick me. Chase never went to no Magic tournament that wasn't modern. He wouldn't have made the finals even if he did. Now I know you're just lying. There was like 3 people there then. Was there Club B's afterwards, or did you guys not go out? I should have showed up to embarrass you kids, son. But too bad little Ricky was sick. I don't even think Red Black Afflict is a reasonable choice. I think it is very, very bad. That is the last thing I would ever want to do in this format. So he's just putting 5 in front of it? Alright, well, opponent's at a casual 15. Excuse me. So opponent's at 15 life, and I can do 14. So that's disappointing. So I will just do what trample damage I can do. Hello, Stella. Yeah, the tournament's pretty good. One of these guys could survive Hellfire now. I do not know card names. I'm going to assume you're telling me the new Nahib is maybe the rare one? The rare one's good. That was pretty fast tapping. I'm going to assume that means, oh, it's just an hour of promise and he only has one desert. But he can get a desert with the hour of promise. Okay. He did not get a desert with the hour of promise. I am not going to go draft that Cav tomorrow because, quite frankly, I am too poor. I was hoping to go to a PTQ, so I've kind of been saving a little money, but I wasn't able to acquire a deck. Well then. Okay. So he's at 9 life. I can make both of these trample over for 2. So 4. So he's taking 8 in this manner. So he's just dead. I don't even have to bother with the energy. Is that right? Yeah. Alright, he conceded. GG's. He hadn't conceded, so I was confused. Little bristling hydras went to town. Town. Now, I really want to go tonight, but you guys know me. I'm a hypochondriac, and there was no chance I was getting around Ricky at all. I wish Ginger was still streaming so I could, like, watch him. Our opponent 5-0'd 20 days ago. I think this hand's fine. It's a little on the slow side. It may be too slow, but we have a draw step. Uh-oh. So we had 2 draw steps to find a basic land. Boys, we got a problem here. Our opponent's playing cards that are good against us. Guess I'm gonna go ahead and get the cub down first. You could eat Mexican Sunday too. Though that Mexican store over there was pretty medium. It was pretty medium indeed. I should have showed him a forest. That was just being dumb. I'm very likely going to be watching the Open for what little that matters. I'm trying to decide if this game's going to be a Pummeler game or not. I don't think this game is going to be a Pummeler game, so I'm just going to deal to 2. It's got enough removal that I don't think I'm going to trust that. Oh no, it's very good. I just don't like that. I would rather eat at the ones in Pikeville is what I'm trying to say. And you can go eat at the ones in Pikeville any day of the week. Oh, so it's a Gideon. So yeah, he has everything that matters. Pretty hard to beat this draw. And I guess I just take it. Not sure how I'm supposed to win. He's got a 9-point attack next. He's got even a bigger attack next turn, even if I block one. He has all of his mana open. I guess I have to try to kill this. Would have been nice to draw a trample enabler. Alright, well, I guess we're attacking Gideon and hoping. I don't have enough time to pummel now, I don't think. I could play the Pummeler and block. And if the Pummeler survives and I draw a pump spell, I would have enough. But we don't know if I'll draw the pump spell. So I'm just going to attack the Gideon and try to get the Gideon off the board. I don't even know if getting the Gideon off the board helps a whole lot. Well, okay. Gideon died, so that was something, I guess. This should turn off some of his offense. We'll go ahead and play this. I don't think I have time to even try to protect it, so I'm not going to worry about trying to protect it. In fact, there's a good chance I chump block with Pummeler if given the opportunity. If he has no Murder Bolt, and we draw like a larger than life, we're in good shape. If he has no Avacyn, no follow-up Gideon, we're not in bad shape. Like we can win a race on the ground if he doesn't commit more. Or, sorry, if we draw Harness Lightning, we could win a race on the ground. Oh, it'd be interesting. I'm pretty sure that we're pretty far behind, though. He's leading off tapping a black mana, so this is definitely the Murder Bolt. Yeah. There wasn't ever a chance in the world that he did not have it, right, guys? So we have outs. We have a decent amount of outs here. If he doesn't have a Fatal Push, all I have to do is draw a +4. Well, that's not a +4, and I'm dead on board, so. So it's time to get pounded. Still going to attack and all that. No reason not to. Sure, pump it up. Pump him up as well. Pump him up again. And we got close. Like, we got close. Yeah, we're gonna try to fling his heart and hope it's enough. But I'm assuming he's going to commit something to the board prior to combat. And I have to attack. So, like, there's no way I can win if I try to block this and I try to block this. Alright, well, the Walking Ballista is just enough to win. He had 4 cards in his hand and he missed a land drop. So, like, we knew he had to have something in his hand. And he would have had to have literal nothing in his hand for us to win there. I don't think you can actually combo versus this deck between the Murder Bolts and the possible Abrades and the possible other spells. Sorry. Uh, the murder boats, their braids, the fatal pushes, their sideboard package and stuff. So this is another one of those decks that I like to do the full convert versus. The full convert's kind of weak though, where I only have the 4 harness lightnings. Yeah, it's the full convert, the manglehorns and all. Unfortunately, flings have to go out anytime that I bring the full package in. Guess I'm lagging real bad tonight or something. I'm not sure. I've not dropped any frames. That's weird. Anyway, this is a rather tough match. I need to find my cell phone. Let's see if anybody sweet has followed me. I need to get a second monitor so I can just see followers on a second monitor. So obviously going to play first. This hand is too slow. Ooh. My 42 champion wits are in the mail. Nice. I didn't actually think that pre-order would send. I thought those guys would back out. Oh, wait a second. Okay. Well, I have to mulligan this. Mulliganarino. This hand's pretty weak, but it's a keep. It's a pretty solid keep. If he doesn't have... Well, he mulligan too. If he doesn't have Fatal Push, there's a chance that little Lone Tusk Cub gets to do some things that matter. If the game gets... I don't actually like Glorybringer in these matches because Heart of Kirin blocks it so easy and Avacyn's block it so easy. How many did you order, James? I thought if I'd ordered like 4, they'd come for sure, but it's where I ordered 42 from the same seller. I didn't think they would come. I'm going to put that on the bottom because we really just want to get the Glorybringer. He mulliganed to 5, so the Glorybringer might be good in this match. I'm going to lead with the Ether Hub because if I draw another Ether Hub, I'd be able to get 1 counter on the Lone Tusk Cub. Also, he could be playing Heretic Cathar. Alright, well, that was a good sign. Going to need to draw some lands, fam. Nice. I like how you bought more than I did of my own spec. Well, that's not good for me. Goodbye, friend. Not sure I'm a fan of bringing this card in versus a deck that is very likely going to have like servants and stuff to play as well. I'm gonna put mine on eBay. The price was right, and I think that it'll be about an $84 profit. At least that's the plan. This is a walking ballista, but he has no way to pump this yet. Alright, well. Glory to the Horde, my good friends. I'm actually going to exert on this little bastard. Sup, Al? How'd your league game go? I know it does things like that, but I just feel like you're going to get poor value out of it a lot. I guess it could follow up a Fumigate. Exerting a 4/4 dragon feels absolutely miserable, and that was a very good draw. That puts me in a pretty rough spot. Because he's going to get a zombie too. So yeah, this game's probably over. Can't imagine draw steps that win this game from this spot, especially with the land that I have. I guess I'm trading a Glorybringer for a Heart of Kieran? This feels miserable. There's a good chance that I'm going to cast Blossomy Defense to save my guy. A very good chance that I'm just going to play Blossomy Defense to save my guy. If he does the block. Sure. Well, in all honesty, this Blossoming Defense isn't doing a lot more of this game. Could have saved from a Murder Boat on the following turn, but he doesn't even have the red mana yet, so I'm not going to play around a Murder Boat when he doesn't have the red mana. Instantly punished? Okay, not punished. Well, he has to take this up. Depends on how many walkers they're playing. I wouldn't even bring the walker plan in, but what do I know? I think the walker plan's not that good anymore. Because he has a whole lot of cards in his deck, like he could have just untapped and played a second Walking Ballista for 2, and then he would have been able to crew the heart and kill Deshandra. Exerting it was the only way that I guaranteed Deshandra didn't die that turn. Well, less of a way that Deshandra didn't die. I'll rephrase. Huh, he didn't attack. That's surprising. Anyway, I'm just going to exert these things every turn. Just going to keep the board as cleared as possible. You're not the real George Clooney, are you? If so, that first Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes movie was rocking, but your work's gone way downhill since then. Oh god, no, not Nahiri. Stop playing 1,000 Planeswalkers. Just stop it. You're aggravating me with your million Planeswalkers. I wasn't too lazy to get up and take a picture of some DVDs. Ah, we get another Ophanissa trigger. This little Ophanissa trigger's been great this game. It's okay, because we're still bringing glory. I didn't waste a Harness Lightning there because I don't really care about taking the 2 damage. I'm way ahead on the board. I care about being able to stop a Shambling Vince and being able to stop Archangel, or being able to stop Threat post Fumigate. Did I not say Liliana? What'd I say? Did I say Ovigideon? I don't know what I said, man. I put the graham crackers to the side and now my mind's just mush. I'm too busy exerting dragons and having a good old time. Yeehaw! Don't murder Boat Vat. I like that card. Oh, I said Ophanissa? That's even worse. Alright, I'll take another 2. At some point in this game, one of us is going to play a threat that the other one of us cares about. No, please don't have more removal spells. Don't you do it. Magma Spray? Come on, fam. Don't Magma Spray. What the hell is this thing? Ah, We finally get to use a Harness Lightning. We've been waiting on this for many a year. Die. Sure. Oh, it's a Hardikirin. Cute. Now that I drew the second Harness Lightning, I'm thinking about not even exerting. Yeah, I'm just not going to exert anymore. Yeah, I'll just take the 2. You might have Avison or something. Just keep on living in this free world of this Glorybringer. Glorybringer beats, friends. Glorybringer beats. All we need our opponent to do is like brick 3 or 4 more draw steps and we've got this game versus his mulligan to 5. No, not Nahiri. That card's relevant here. Now I need more glory to be so I can bring it. Go speed servant. That's not a Glorybringer. I have trackers in the deck, so I'm going to hold the forest. Alright. Well, this game is unreasonably close. I hate you so bad. That card's so good here. Can I draw the 3rd Glorybringer or another Chandra? Maybe the first Bristling Hydra? Who knows? Stay tuned. Craven Inspector. Just ruining dreams, friends. He's got enough removal spells that I'm just going to offer him to trade. Like, there's a good chance that if I just let him untap, that he's going to be able to kill that thing anyway. I felt we were really far ahead this game, and then just like, it didn't matter. This opponent's clearly not worried about my ball lightning. He also didn't sack the clue, so that means he probably drew a murder bolt. Pretty sure I'm not going to beat a murder bolt from this spot. Well, he sacked the clue that time. So, Bristling Hydra? Manglehorn. I don't even want to cast a Manglehorn. Alright, I bite. Go ahead. At least it doesn't deal 3 damage to me this time. And a braid. Okay, sure. The little Inspector Gadget's giving us the business, friends. Uh-oh. Magic card drone. Spoiler, magic card drone. If he's got a removal spell, he should use it now before he gives me a chance to draw a Blossoming Defense. I have a million lands. See, that's Archangel Avacyn. So, we dead, friends. GG. We were close that game. I take it back. We were not close at all. Yep. I don't think that's a particularly easy match, but I do feel I was pretty favored in that game. I think he would have won game 3 on the play relatively easy, though. It seems like the two best ways to beat this deck so far are go way, way over it with like blue Gear Hulks or go way under it. This hand's reasonable. He mulliganed, this hand's reasonable, so I'll keep it. It's nothing special. It's like very medium. Since I already have a Bristling Hydra in hand, I'm just going to go ahead and play this. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us in the booty later. Selfless Spirit. So he's playing that deck. This is the deck that I consider to be our best match. Let's see how it goes this game. I'm a cowboy. Do you know I'm a cowboy? I ride steel horses, friends. Ooh. I play for keeps, and I'll sometimes make it back. I'm not going to pump this guy because A, I want the energy, and B, I want to play around Dusk. I am much cowboy. I think Gunner wishes he was as much of a cowboy as me. I had played a land first, and I don't really know how my opponent's going to block, so let's figure it out. Let's figure it out together. I'm going to pump it this time, even though it hurts the Electrostatic Pummeler, but I have enough energy sources that I'm not really worried about the first Pummeler dying. So he's offering that trade. I'm very happy to trade a Cub for a Selfless Spirit. And I'm just going to slam this guy. He could have Spell Queller. He could have Metallic Rebuke. But don't really care if the first one gets counterspelled because we have the backup. You're just jealous that it's not with you. Well, I am not going to give this one trample. Actually, I'm still going to give this one trample because I'm going to play the Bristling Hydra. If I play the Bristling Hydra, there's a chance that he plays Dusk. And don't really care if he plays Dusk because the Electrostatic Pummeler's still the kill condition. Alright, second counterspell, sure. It'd be nice if an opponent would tap lands and make me feel safe to cast Ode Pummeler Dumbler. What's this? Cloud Blazer? Okay, cool. So now we get to resolve the only card I care about. Attune to Effer would probably be my best draw here. Huh. That's interesting. I'm going to attack first. I'm going to attack first. I'm going to pay the energy and see if he combine blocks. If he combine blocks, it will affect many decisions on what I do on the following turn. Sure. Well then, I'm going to go ahead and slam this guy. The Pummeler is pretty much the last threat that I want to play. And it'll probably resolve at any point past this turn because he's got to deal with the Hydra every turn now. This could just be Avacyn, which is fine. Don't care if it's Avacyn. Well, he went for his block phase, so I guess it's not Avacyn. Well, if it's not Avacyn, I'll also do nothing. Okay, we'll keep playing this game then where we both do nothing. I think he has to blink first because, you know, I have an Abyss in play. I don't really like how I've played this game, though, in general. We'll start wearing a cowboy hat to all Magic events. I'm going to try to out-cowboy Ben Friedman. Wish he'd stream more. Well, opponents DC'd. So, I guess while opponents DC'd, I throw up the deck list. Hello, deck list. Over here's a little bit of glory. Yeah, nothing special to it. Not change the card, not going to change the card. You can't make me change a card. You ain't the boss of me. Open my boxes and they were as miserable as advertised. I'm playing pretty miserably tonight. But even though I am playing pretty miserably, if you look below, there's a link to my YouTube or my Twitter or something. I don't know what's down there. There's a link to something. You should click it and follow it. If it happens to be my Twitter, I do post all my deck lists there and every time I go live. If it's my YouTube, I post all the VODs from these streams there, but they are 24 hours delayed because of this sub button. That's apparently part of the rules, which I don't really understand. But whatever. Nobody cares. Let's just hope the opponent comes back. What time is the Cav draft tomorrow? And what did you guys figure out testing the moderns? I don't remember what I put there, man. That was over a week ago. I don't even know how to look. I don't think I can look on my screen. I think I have to go check something else out to look. Yeah, I can't even look on my screen. I have no idea what's down there. Let's find out together. It'll be a surprise. Oh, opponent's back. But we're too busy being surprised by something. Oh, it's my Twitter. It's not my YouTube. Apparently you gotta go to my Twitter to find my YouTube. I'm the best streamer in the world. Fear me. Best streamer North America. I'm embarrassingly bad at this streaming thing. Which is why there's only 13 of you. And I know like 9 of you 13 in real life. Oh, well that's a reasonable card. I'm probably going to get poo-pooed on now. Don't poo-poo on me. I don't want to get pink eye today. I guess I should cycle this. I might hit a harness lightning and I can throw at that before he has a chance to play a creature that he's not going to play anyway. So opponent's at 8. We have 4, 8, 10 in play. So there's a fairly good chance that if I play this here Pummeler and he Spell Quillers it, he's just going to die. Because that seems to be the type of thing people do. They seem to like to die to these cards. He may block it with like a whole bunch of things though, and then he wouldn't die? I don't know. Let's see if he can stop the Pummeler. I assume there's going to be some kind of Spell Queller action. The way he played his turn makes me think Spell Queller. So if he makes a bad block, we win? Okay. Well, that's about the block we expected. So that's 8, 9, 10. I legitimately feel embarrassed when I win games like that. I didn't deserve to win that game. I played that game very, very poorly. I played very poorly that game. An opponent could have played around that. He didn't have to get the value out of the 2-3. I don't know. I'm not saying he played poorly. I don't know what's in his hand. That might have been his only option was pray that I have nothing, but like, man, it just makes you feel bad. I didn't deserve that. Anyway, I don't think Glorybringers are particularly good versus them. I gotta itch myself. Oh, stupid foot won't stop itching. If he's playing the multiple fumigate plan, then this sideboarding plan doesn't work out particularly well. But they usually only have the one fumigate. So we're just going to run it like this. Electrostatic Pummelers, fun. Yeah, the opponent didn't have very many good blocks there, that's for sure, but I don't know. I would have probably played around something like that because I am a big old scaredy cat. We have 1,000 2-drops. Like, literally just have 1,000 2-drops. I'm not counting them. I'm not exaggerating. This isn't hyperbole. Hey, I didn't even read Pummeler till last night. And I only read it because my chat told me I messed up. Spoiler, chat was right. I guess I just want to put a bunch of stuff out on the board, so I'll play this guy. Play one of each of these. Try to force him into playing Dusk or something. Probably going to play the Voltaic Brawler first because I think it's the worst card out of the two. you. I'm living in a fantasy world. I'm a rhinestone cowboy. Yes. Yes, I am. I didn't need to read it before that. I knew it doubled the power. Last night was the first time it ever mattered that it doubled the toughness. Oh, God. I didn't expect him to sideboard that card in. Rip. Well. Why? Why, world? Why? Goodbye, Gideon. Gideon, you were our favorite friend. I don't want to use this if I don't have to, which is the reason I gave this trample. Alright, well, I guess I will save my guy. I'm actually just going to follow it up with a lone. He didn't block with this, so it makes me think it's not Fumigate. So if it's not Fumigate, I want to play this thing because this thing is lethal. If he has Dusted on, this thing's still lethal. I didn't attack with the Servant because he had the opportunity to... Sure. I didn't attack with the Servant because he had the opportunity to just trade his little 2/2 for it or whatever. So yeah. Man, it is storming something fierce outside my house. If the internet goes out or whatever, I apologize. We need more music. We gotta have music for pummeling. Yes, music. Alright, opponent's done. Oh, 2 and 1. I think it's only day like 6 or something. What day is it? It's day 6, yeah. Man, I like this deck. I get to cast Fling. I don't want to read cards. If I wanted to read cards, if you want somebody who reads cards, you should just hang out at Misplaced Ginger's chat. Man, Misplaced Ginger played like 4 cards today that I had to read and I felt miserable. Makes me realize how bad I am at Magic. I was like, oh, what are you? I like how, by the way, that like literally everybody that I was talking to about local Magic left. Michael Jacobs still on. Uh-oh. It be battling time, friends. Let's go, let's go. Can I just play versus like a monument deck? Ooh, it's Felix Long. I had no idea what was happening. His deck looks sweet, by the way. Like, I'm not insulting it, I'm insulting me. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I don't know how good it is. I want to hear this shit. And I've got linked something that I'm going to have to try to censor before I open it. I'm sipping tea and yeah, I don't think I'm gonna open that on stream, but thank you. I was just asking, did anybody figure out anything about the modern testing? Is this if it is them, they don't seem to be streaming, so I can't advertise for them. Maybe good, but it looks a little like something that I probably shouldn't put on a stream. Is there black green? If they cast a walking ballista, I'm just dead? No walking ballista, please. Oh please, no walking ballista-roo. This is one of my very bad game 1 matches. Just cast like a just another little glint. No, I don't know what I want you to cast. If you don't cast anything, that means you probably have 2 removal spells. Oh, now you get to draw them a lot of cards. Rip. I guess you know about this one. Well, thank you. Thank you for the subscription. I'm going to go do no push-ups for you. Hey, I get 37 more of those and I'll actually see revenue from this. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it. Can't believe you're actually talking to me tonight. Ryan must be asleep or something. Thank you, Inspector Gadget. Yeah, this deck is definitely pretty fun. Well, that's a snake. We're highly hoping there's no winding constrictor to go with, or sorry, no walking ballista to go with it. Nice. There's no walking ballista, so our opponent is just dead. It's gonna be real hard for our opponent to not be just dead. Oh, you are on Discord? I was just assuming he went to sleep since, you never talk to me. Ever. The opponent made his thing a 4. He can make it a 6 plus a 3, so that's 9. So he's got like a bunch of life. So 6, 9 plus 18 is 27. And this thing is going to be a 1, 5, 7, 9, like 30 million. Okay. Well, 30 million time. Attack you with 36 points of trample that's hexproof. Yeah, I can understand why some people wouldn't like it. It's got a very particular play style. Like, he's taking the time to block. 36 you. Roughly 30 million, yeah. I got tired of counting when I hit 30. Well, anyway, this is not indicative of how this game plays. Versus Black-Green, you can almost never kill them with Electrostatic Pummeler because Walking Ballista is just far, far, far too good versus this deck. So which means this is another deck that I have to do the entire sideboard package. I want the Manglehorns because A, Walking Ballistas are good on their own, and B, it can kill Verdurous Gearhulks in the late game. You just don't want any of the pump spells, which is unfortunate because I would really like to be able to leave 2 of the flings in. But we don't have enough cards to take out to leave the flings in, and we want everything else. This match isn't particularly good for us, but like we've already stole a game, and one of the only ways to beat the Black-Green deck is either A, them not draw Snake, or B, you remove Snake. And since we only have 4 removal spells that can be cast on turn 2 whatsoever, it makes it really hard for us to deal with a snake. And it definitely makes us hard to deal with multiple snakes. And Blossoming Defense is obviously just insane versus me. Anyway, this hand's very reasonable. We have all the mana that we'll need. If he doesn't have a snake, we get to play a turn 2 Servant, which is fine. Which is more than fine. Always happy to be able to play the turn 2 Servant. Well, I thought I tapped that for green. Green's on the bottom. Apparently I just misclicked slightly. And I have more green spells that I want to cast and red spells in the deck, and I have, as I said, I love this deck, just sometimes it gets worse. Yeah. That is, ooh, nice. That card is fun. So he's had a pretty good start, and we have a moderately slow start. Nissa's another really nice card. So yeah, he's drawn what seems to be pretty well, which is going to make it kind of hard to get around him. I can't play Deshandra and minus on this because then it just dies to either this or this. My best plan is probably just to cast 2 creatures and then play for the following turn. Green. But yeah, he had a pretty good draw. This card's very good versus me. Ooh, Dreamstalker is just very good in general. A pretty large fan of this card. Well, we get to kill this if he attacks with this, which is something. It's like not nothing. Oh, he didn't attack with that, so that is a little worse for me. So I probably have to use the majority of my energy to kill this guy. Now I need to attack everything to the Nissa, I think? So red colorless leaves me with 2, which can make this guy a 3. Go ahead and play the land. And attack Nissa with everything, and I'm willing to trade a Blossoming Defense for that. So those 2 are definitely attacking. And I'm going to hold this back to try to protect my hand from that. I might just attack with this. He combine blocks, puts 5 in front of it. I do 1 damage to that. Doesn't seem particularly good. But it does clear his board. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack just with the Voltaic Brawler. If he blocks, I get to kill both of his guys and keep my guy. If he doesn't block, it leaves me with 2 blockers and a Blossoming Defense to protect from his Dream Stealer. And his Dream Stealer is a real threat at this point. Need the Menace to play around it too. Can make it a 6/7 with a Verdus Gearhulk. But if he has a Verdus Gearhulk, we're not winning this game anyway, so we don't have to worry about things like that. Oh, he had another Nissa. Well, that's pretty solid. Sure. We'll go ahead and save this guy. Which makes it hard for him to attack now, because all he'd be doing is trading his Dream Stealer for a Servant. So red, rover. So we kill this thing. And we just attack this thing with 2 threats and let him eat 1 thing. That doesn't seem good. Just attack it with 1 threat and keep up 2 blockers. That seems about the best I can do. So yeah, I'll attack it with the 1 threat that I can protect with. Yeah, the Arlen Cord's actually kind of interesting. I spec'd on that card a while back. Okay, so opponent's done. I think that's a very premature scoop by them. I'm not actually sure why they scooped. Like, they obviously have a lot of draws, just Virtus Gearhulk beats the board. You could always draw like Runner Gearhulk. You could draw a removal spell. A land Walking Ballista is pretty good here. Like a land and a Walking Ballista would kill both the Cub and the Chandra. I don't get this concession. I think this concession's very, very premature. But whatever, we locked up at least one pity chest and we're moving on to the next round. So one thing you get on Moto that you don't get in Paper Magic a lot. A lot of people just get annoyed at the game state, or annoyed that you made a play that they didn't think about, or annoyed that they're running poorly, like they drew too many lands, or you had the one spell that they couldn't beat or whatever, and then they just like concede or whatever for no reason. But I don't think that game was over. Don't get me wrong, I was firmly ahead of the game, but I think they had, even if their hand was total blanks, they definitely had runners that could win that game. Probably going to be playing this in the 1v1 Commander Challenge tomorrow. I'm a big fan of the small round challenge events. I think they're reasonably high EV. Anything that's got high EV, I'll play. Completely ignored that my Watery Grave's not the right art. Let me put something over top of it so we can't see it. There we go. Yeah, we don't want to see wrong art cards. Here, you had that one too. There we go. We've hid the wrong art cards. I don't know much about Commander. I'm not a good Commander player, but I don't know. This deck's got Armageddon in it. Anyway, so back to the standard. That's not the right deck at all. That needs to be deleted. That's not been updated. And round 5 has started. Do we get the 4-1 or are we stuck with just a pity chest? I've top 8'd 2 out of 3 of them, Stellar. I didn't play the last one though. I've not played since they banned Vile Smasher. So this is Cell Dweller. That feels to me like somebody's name that I should know. I think this hand's a keep. No, I have no Ronus. I don't like Ronus because I don't think it does a lot on its own. And I think Ronus is really only good versus the other like creature decks, like for example, Mono White and Blue White Monument. And I think you're just such a massive favorite versus those decks anyway that you don't have to worry about that. Neglectful in terms of standard testing and don't feel prepared. Anyway, so Bristling Hatters coming to town. I'm from Eastern Kentucky. Right basically on the saw that it sorry, right near to Virginia, like we're like right in that little area where I'm about 15 minutes from Virginia, about 30 minutes from West Virginia, and a couple hours from Tennessee, so like right on. Ronus Last Stand. That is a pretty nice card. I am a huge fan of that card. If you sub to him, I'll give you. If you even know my address, I'm gonna be upset. I don't want you to know me, son. So I have multiple options here. I can just play my Bristling Hydra and make sure that his snake doesn't kill me. I can trade my Hydra for his. So I can just send this in, and 2 triggers of it would play around Blossoming Defense, but the the Harness Lightning would also. Do you know what part of Eastern Kentucky she's from? So we're going to be a little greedy here, I think, and I think I'm just going to let them trade. And if he doesn't have a removal spell, this is sorry about not talking a whole lot. I am not a Kentucky Wildcat fan, even though I live here. Man, the fact that there is literal 5/4s for 2 mana that doesn't have. Ew, Kentucky Wildcats. Okay, Voltaic Brawler and we win. I wish I could afford Modern as well. Anyway, so in this mirror match, we don't actually have a whole lot of removal spells, even though we can bring the Manglehorn package in. I've seen a few different people sideboarding this in a few different manners, but I think it's still rather easy just to get a Pummeler in play. I think the Glorybringers are way too slow, and I kind of like the Harness Lightnings, and I don't feel like we need Flings that often, so I've been thinking about shaving a Fling for one in general. But in general, I'd just like to try to be fast in this match, so I'm going to try to Fling again on the draw. I might bring the Hydra back in over to Fling on the play. I've got to test a whole lot of Modern, mainly because this chat guy here, what's his name? I can't pronounce it. This guy has loaned me a lot of cards. He's a real nice guy. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's a lot of people in here tonight. I'm mulligan. This hand's not particularly good. This hand is much, much better, even though the Pummeler is marginally a mulligan when I don't have an energy producers in hand, but we had 3 the instant speed, or sorry, we had 3 pump spells, no creatures in opening hand, and that's just not going to be good enough in any regard. We tried Dredge on stream last night, and it just was not particularly impressive for us, even though I do think it's the best Game 1 deck in the format. We won almost every Game 1, but we just could not beat the sideboard cards, especially the people that were sideboarding in like 4 to 6 cards versus us. It was just too much every time. He could have a removal spell, so I'm not particularly worried if he does. He casts a removal spell on this, means he has less removal spells for this. But I don't really feel like this is going to go well. You can post a list right now if you want. You don't have to ask permission to post as long as it's nothing lewd. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this and not play that thing just yet since it's our last kill condition. I'm cycling now because there's a chance that I could hit a tune, and we did hit a tune, so instantly feel like I'm intelligent. So he plays his own Chandra. I guess it was good that we didn't play the Pummeler. Let's see what we got going on here. Greenbelt Rampagers, Ronus. It's like a pretty, kind of standard list. I like it all. Blossoming Defense main looks pretty nice. Heart of Kieran. Deck looks reasonable. 21 lands. 21 lands feel, I've, not ran well with 21 lands, but your curve's smaller than my curve. I have 5 drops in all the builds I've tried. So I guess if he's doing that, that means he's got a second Harness Lightning maybe? And that could have been real bad for me? Well. I will attack Chandra and hope that he doesn't have anything. I do not think this is Cedric Phillips because he's talking about playing a PPT or a PTQ tomorrow, and I assume he'll be doing coverage. I thought Cell Dweller was, from the best of my memory, but just isn't, I don't think. I could be wrong. I would check his Twitter, but I'm banned on his Twitter, so. In fairness, I deserve it. I tend to argue with people when I shouldn't argue with people. Now, his flood is serious right now. I tend to speak out of my ass a lot, to be honest. Oh, this is Cedric Phillips? And he's not covering the Open tomorrow? That makes me very, very, very sad. I really, really want to, I really, really enjoy his coverage. His coverage is some of the best in the business. So we got another Chandra here. Be interesting to see what he does with it. Okay. We'll let you do that. Well, so this should be enough to win. Go ahead and pump this guy. Attack him with this. We have the Harness Lightning that we can give it in response. Will not hit the Chandra. So, another 4-1. I'm a pretty big fan of his Ronus. The Ronus is kind of interesting to me. It's something that I really want to test. Played in the PTQ a month ago and got wrecked by Greenback Delirium. Won't be playing that again. I understand that. Nah. Anyway, so that was a pretty fun stream. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it an early night tonight. I've got to get up tomorrow and play some of the challenges pretty early. I probably won't be streaming them, but there's a chance that I record them. I'm not exactly sure. But below there's a link to my Twitter. Inside my Twitter there's a link to my YouTube. You can click on the Twitter to see anytime I go live, to see all the deck lists I play. We've got another 4-1 of this deck list, which puts our record up to 27-7. That's not right. What was our record before? It's 27-8 now. 3 of them were mirrors, so it's like 26 and 6, not counting mirrors, which is an extremely high win rate. I don't know if it's good. I guess I should post a deck list. I don't know if the deck's actually good, or if we're running hot, or what. Why the hell did that get bigger? Screw you, Moto, you quality ass program. Actually, I love Moto. I shouldn't insult it. It's pretty fun. A lot of people right now are brewing and dirtling, and you can just steal so many games with these trample cards and these flings. A ton of streams, yeah. Let's see if I can find anybody that I want to host. Honestly, there's not particularly anybody on that I watch a lot tonight except for Michael Jacob, and Michael Jacob doesn't need me to host him. He's fine on his own. But, you know, I will anyway. I'll send all like 6 of you guys to him, or how many ever are in here. Thank you again. What was your name? Thank you again, Anthony D123, for the sub tonight. I highly appreciate it. But yeah, follow my Twitter if you care. And if you don't, I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for showing up.